If you coded in Nuxt 2, you might be familiar with the concept of plugins. Let me give you an example. Let's say that before you launch your application, you want to trigger some JavaScript. Well, actually, it's not really before you launch it, but it's at a certain time that you want to trigger some function. What you can do is to use plugins. Also, let's say that you would like to have a directive or some kind of function available everywhere in your app, and you don't want to use a composable to put this function and import it. You just would like to click. You would just like to have a Nuxt app.something to trigger your function. Well, what you are looking for are plugins. On the official documentation, we can read that Nuxt automatically needs the files in your plugin directory and loads them at the creation of the Vue application. So basically, what you need to do is to create, again, and it's always the same logic actually, and this is why I love Nuxt, I can create my plugins folder. And inside I will create a myplugin.ts. So let's create this first plugin, myplugin.ts, and there we go. The main difference is that those plugins can be called at the initiation of your Nuxt application. So I got myplugin.ts, and if I go down, I see that I need to type export default define Nuxt plugin. Let's type export default define Nuxt plugin. And here, as an argument, I can type the Nuxt app, because here at the beginning, I will have my context available. So let's console log this Nuxt app that we already saw before. And there we go. Now I did this, I can go back to my app and try to trigger again. And look at that. What I have is that before my composables function that says hello from useUtil, I have my Nuxt app context available. However, in Nuxt, if we are using plugin, it's because most of the time we would like to have some directive or to have some function that we could trigger everywhere, like I said at the beginning of this course. In order to do that, we have an amazing example there, really simple to understand. It's that we create our plugin and we return an object, and inside this object we got a provide key. And this provide key will tell actually to Nuxt, hey, record this as a function or directive list, because it's an object, that will be available everywhere in my app. So let's create our own directive. And here is going to be exactly a bit like this example, I guess. So I'm going to get back there, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to return an object. And in this object, I'm going to return provide, and provide here will wait for something. Say hello, okay? Say hello. I got say hello, which actually will take a message, which would be a type string, and it will console log, okay, my message. So I got hello message, there we go. Now I've got this, okay, now I've got this, I can go to my index.view and I can call my hello function. So how I can do it? Well, it's really easy to understand. We see down there that I can import hello from Nuxt app. And I'm going to import my hello function, which is here. But actually it's not hello, it's say hello. So say hello actually will be available. And if you look at the object, what I got now is a $say hello. So what we're going to do first is to console log this use Nuxt app, which will return to me the context. And if I click and I look down, I got down there, I got this say hello function. So now everywhere in my app, I got this say hello function that is available. What I can do now is to use this function say hello simply by typing $say hello, and here I'm going to put Guillaume, for instance. And when I get back and I update, there we go, it's working. Often plugins are used to inject into the Nuxt context all the logic of a certain library. Let me give you an example for Firebase. If you would like to have Firebase installed on your Nuxt application, you would use a plugin. Even if there is a module for Firebase that maybe we are going to see later. As I said to you, here we got a very good example on the Nuxt documentation. We can use plugins for third library. And here we got the module Vue G tag actually to add Google Analytics tags to your Nuxt application. A last example is to change the view directive, and here we've got another example. Here we are going to create a plugin, and we see that we inject again into our View app inside the Nuxt app the directive focus. And in this directive focus, we are specifying behavior. So this is something else that you can do. Inside your plugin folder, you could change your directive directly there and say from the start of the app, hey, I want to change a behavior and this is what I want to do. So in plugins, you can have custom plugins that you create for yourself and that create some triggers. You have plugins that are related to modules, and you have plugins that are related also to directive. Actually, you can create the plugin you want, and that's the force of Nuxt.js.